Gordon Strachan's Celtic have won 3 titles in a row. Today they're chasing 3 Old Firm wins on the trot. Sean Maloney, super sub last Saturday. Will he start today? Lots of questions. Jan Vennegoor of Esseling was injured last weekend. Is he fit to start? Will there be a place in midfield for Barry Robson? Georgios Samaras made his pitch for a place last weekend with a strong performance, a couple of goals. Artur Boruc will be in goals despite the back page and front page publicity that follows him around. And Shunsuke Nakamura announced his Old Firm arrival in style last season with that blockbuster of a goal. 2 Old Firm wins each for Celtic and Rangers last season ahead of the last night drama which decided the title outcome. Now comes this season's first meeting of Scottish football's superpowers. Which of them will grab the early season initiative? The Celtic Park kickoff is less than an hour away. Walter Smith has sampled the Old Firm feeling 40 times before, but Rangers have won only twice in Glasgow's East End in the last 8.5 years. One thing we know, Davy Weir will line up in central defence. Doesn't look overexcited, does he? Majid Bugera alongside him as opposed to Carlos Cuellar of last season. Big surprise, Daniel Kusan starts today and Kenny Miller up alongside him. Celtic have the Old Firm upper hand. They beat Rangers twice here in April en route to an amazing title turnaround and taking delivery of this special piece of silverware. That was 3 in a row and 6 out of the last 8. The other 2 they lost on the last day. Can Rangers bite back, bolstered by a significant signing spree? No European diversions for them now. Will Celtic be sidetracked in the weeks to come by those glamour games against Manchester United, Villarreal and Aalborg in the Champions League? Lots of questions. These 2 just might come up with some answers, John Hartson and Terry Butcher. How important is number 1 of the season, John?
Well, I think it's always important, I think, to try and get that first Old Firm win, if you like. It's a bit of bragging rights with the supporters, things like that. But it wouldn't have any bearing on where the title eventually goes. But, you know, it's an Old Firm game, as simple as that. You know, it affects everybody at the football club, from the kit man to the tea lady, everybody's mood. Leading up to the game this week would have been the lads would have been reminded, you know, what's ahead of them. But very much looking forward to it.
We wait for confirmation of the Celtic lineup, Terry, but as for Rangers, Daniel Kusan starts, Charlie Adams starts. Neither has featured much at all in the league so far.
No, not at all. And you know, obviously Walter can say that they're fresh, but they're lacking, you know, game experience. You know, the others have played. It's been a 4-4-2 really that Rangers have played. It might be a 4-4-2 today with Miller up along side Kusan, but Miller can play out to the right hand side. There's a variation on a theme there, but you know, it's certainly a big surprise to me with Kusan. He wasn't even in the 18 last week at Aberdeen. Neither was Charlie Adam as well. So all of a sudden they must have had a really good week in training, or impressed Walter, or slipped Walter a few quid just to make sure that they're in the team. I wouldn't say it's a gamble from Walter's point of view, but Kusan in particular has got to come up with the goods today. If he doesn't, then you know, he's let Rangers down a few times in the past, and he can't afford to let Rangers down today. We
saw Jan Vennegoor of Esseling coming off the bus there. Will Gordon gamble on him because he got a bad injury last weekend?
Yes, he did, but I think he's Gordon's preferred choice. I think if he's got all his fit strikers available, I think Big Jan plays. You're disappointed if he's Samaras. Got yourself 2 goals last week. An Old Firm game today, you know, he'd be obviously on a bit of a high himself, but I think, personally, I think Gordon likes the big man. I think if he's fit, I think he'll play.
Who would referee an Old Firm match? Well, answer, Dougie MacDonald. He's done it a couple of times before, and he is a pretty calm individual, even allowing for the recent publicity, negative publicity surrounding Scottish referees. But just look at him smiling there. Pressure? What pressure? Is he the right man, Terry?
Yeah, he's very good. I mean, I think the referees do a very good and honest job, and you know, obviously make mistakes, and they're very much highlighted. Everybody now. I mean, there's so many cameras at the games and everything else, and you know, with all the different outlets of the media, they're going to get heavily criticised if they do make mistakes. They weren't heavily criticised in the past because there simply wasn't that coverage. But yeah, he's certainly, you know, talking the talk, and wondering if he can whistle the whistle when he gets out there. You know, it's intimidating. The first Old Firm match of the season, you know, it has the potential to be explosive because you want to do well in this first one, as John said early on. You know, bragging rights. You want to make sure that you set a marker down for other Old Firm games. But if it goes according to the book, then the home team, you know, should come out on top.
3 SPL weekends so far, and lots of refereeing controversy to fill the sports pages. Ian Brines, or his officials, didn't spot that handball from Stephen McMahon.
No, that's blatantly obvious. You know, for me, Ian Brines, he's got to see this. Obviously doesn't, and you know, John Hughes was disappointed last week because it put Celtic in front. They eventually go on and win the game 3-0. But I think referees, you know, you can legislate for little mistakes and, you know, little decisions maybe go either way, and if you sort of tend to balance them out. But it's the big ones, you know, it's the deciding factors in games that you just feel sometimes, like 2 weeks ago up at Dundee United, every single person in the ground can see it's a penalty and it's not given. That for me there is his arm comes out and referee misses.
There's only one arm that he put it in with. But I mean, have you ever punched the ball in with your arm or scored like that?
Not really, no, I can't say I have, to be honest with you, but I think the arm comes out and where the referee's position from a corner, a little thing. Listen, I ain't got a clue about refereeing, but what I'm saying is, you know, I just feel they've got to get the big decisions right.
And neither Craig Thompson nor Billy Baxter at Pittodrie last Saturday got it right with this one. Onside, DeMarcus Beasley, they said offside, Terry.
Yeah, well, Chris Boyd is offside here, you know, if you think technically, but he makes no attempt to go for the ball, and you know, the ball then is transferred 15 yards the other side of Chris Boyd, and you know, Beasley, that's a great finish. It's a great ball from Mendes, easily the best player on the pitch last week, and you know, it should have been 3 points for Rangers, and you know, you sort of look at it, and it's not that the linesman's got to move much. You know, the assistant on the far side, he's got Boyd in the way, and it's a pretty big coverage from Chris Boyd to actually block out Beasley on the far side. But you know, when it goes to Beasley, he's got to say, well, look, you know, he's onside. I'll let it go. You know, I can always put my flag up later if I have to. But you know, for me, it was a bad call when, you know, they're the bread and butter calls that you have to make.
Will the referee be the big talking point today? Let's hope not. Live Premier League football from Scotland and England on Setanta Sports, plus World Cup qualifiers coming up, among other things. If you haven't yet joined up with us, here's what you need to do. Press the red button, go online to setanta.com, phone us on 08712 003322, or if you're in the Republic of Ireland, it's 0818 20 30 40. Much have you missed it? It's been more than 4 months since the last one. Wait no more, it's Old Firm time, and the peace of a Sunday lunchtime in the East End of Glasgow is about to be shattered. Are you ready? Well, you will be if you're a Setanta subscriber. If not, here's what you can do to sort that out. Press the red button, go to setanta.com online, phone 08712 003322, or in the Republic of Ireland, 0818 20 30 40. Talking you through the action, Scott Booth and Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Rob. The first Old Firm game of the season, a chance to signal your intent, to lay down some markers and to show the other side what you are about. Celtic are without their 51-goal partnership from last season. Scott McDonald injured, Jan Vennegoor Hesseling on the bench. He was stretchered off with a badly gashed leg against Falkirk last week. Georgios Samaras and Sean Maloney impressed in that game, and they continue together. Gary Cornwell's recovered from a thigh problem and so replaces Glenn Lovens. There are no Old Firm debutants starting, but Lovens, Mark Crosas and Ben Hutchinson could get a taste from the bench.
Yeah, Celtic in a 4-4-2 as usual. The back line pretty sound, but can be got at in the full-back areas. It's both a solid and inventive midfield. Nakamura and McGeady are match winners. Brown offers battling qualities and energy. Hartley will happily bring control and a steadying influence. And a new look but exciting front two in Maloney and Samaras. They'll drag Rangers' rearguard around and generally be very difficult to pin down.
Walter Smith has sprung a couple of surprises, including Charlie Adam and Daniel Kuzan in his team. Nacho Novo drops to the bench and Chris Boyd misses out altogether. There are Old Firm initiations for Majid Bugera and Pedro Mendes, and there could be as subs for Maurice Edu, Kyle Lafferty and Aaron. Stephen Whittaker and DeMarcus Beasley both have knee injuries. Skipper Barry Ferguson, another casualty of course. David Weir has the captain's armband.
Well, with Walter Smith's 4-4-2, he's proved he can still sell you a dummy or two. It's out of left field, this one. It could either prove to be a very clever formation or a gamble gone wrong. The Bugera-Weir partnership is about to come under some big scrutiny. The Algerian international, he's got the physique, he's got the pace and the composure to deal with most things, but until he samples this atmosphere, you just never know. The four-across midfield will match up. Adams and Davies understand the defensive qualities required in wide areas, and up front, Kuzan, Miller, they're the firepower built to stretch a defence, but more importantly, noise Celtic up.
The top scorer in the SPL last season, Scott McDonald, misses out through injury, scored twice in the last Old Firm game here, and the Scotland manager, George Burley, will be hoping his international players get through this game without injury. The Celtic fans are showing their passports. The Rangers fans won't be needing theirs for a while. The Old Firm have a rather stormy relationship. It's not quite a match made in heaven, but they were kind of made for each other. Celtic and Rangers have met in every season since the Scottish League began in 1890. Familiarity breeds contempt. It's not quite a high noon shootout, but it's close. Not that Celtic and Rangers would ever turn their backs and walk away from each other. You never know what the other one might be getting up to.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be very tight. Celtic in their usual 4-4-2, and they know that they have to press Rangers and be higher tempo. That's what was successful for them last season in these encounters. And Rangers, well, they've matched up for a change and gone 4-4-2. And that means that everyone knows exactly the job they have to do in that Rangers side. There'll be no questioning your job, no grey areas. It's going to be fast and frantic in the first 10 minutes, that's for sure. But eventually, it's going to have to settle down a bit.
Well, August has been a drab, murky month, and on its final day, another storm is brewing here, an Old Firm storm. It's the 289th League derby between Celtic and Rangers. That's a lot of bruises. Dougie MacDonald is the man in charge. Referees have been under the spotlights every weekend so far. Good luck, Dougie. There's nowhere to hide in Glasgow today, that's for sure. Rangers having to wait for their fierce rivals. The Old Firm have 199 major honours between them. Number 200 won't be too far away. Rangers would like it to be known that they have more trophies. 109 to Celtic's 90. It's a day to be picky. It's a day when losing would be unbearable and winning would be unbelievable. "36 players are involved today, embracing 15 different nationalities. 60,000 fans here, a global TV audience of millions as well. Passion, drama, intrigue, suspense, you name it, this game has got it. Welcome to the Old Firm experience. Sean Maloney made his debut in an Old Firm game at Ibrox 7 years ago. He wasn't phased then, he won't be now after returning home from Aston Villa. Maloney set up a couple of goals for Georgios Samaras against Falkirk last week, and Samaras is rewarded with another start, but still a rare start. Kenny Miller's the talk of the city. He scored his first goal for Celtic against Rangers. Second time around at Rangers now. Can he break his duck against Celtic, if all that makes sense? It really does on these kind of days. Daniel Kuzan could be on his way out of Rangers tomorrow. If so, he's not going quietly. He's a surprise starter. Strachan lost 4 Old Firm games in a row to Walter Smith before back-to-back victories here in April. that laid the foundations for a late title push. It's Walter Smith's 41st Old Firm game. He's only lost 5 times here at Celtic Park. No mean feat considering the nature of these games. It's a thankless task for him. Tukey McDonald's the referee. Game in British football is upon us. 120 years of history is about to be condensed into 90 manic minutes. Mark Wilson seeking out Samaras. Bugera rises with him. And here is Miller. And now Charlie Adam. Like Kuzan, a surprise starter. Gary Caldwell returning from injury. Samaras. Charlie Adam. Kuzan. David Weir.
It's exactly as we expected. Fast and furious. Miller, of course, yes, is up front with Kuzan. What that does allow Rangers to do is play the ball into Kuzan, because we know that he likes to come off short and take the ball into feet. He's also got that physical presence, I think sometimes Rangers need up there. Straight away it was interesting to see Bugera win the first head encounter with Samaras. It's very strong at the back there.
A shot on Kuzan by Caldwell. A free kick for Rangers.
An early chance for Rangers to get the ball in the box.
Broadfoot. Kenny Miller was there, and Stephen McManus had to turn it behind for a corner.
It's good defending because there's not enough pressure on the cross coming in. It's a good ball as well. Kenny Miller was there.
Charlie Adams' corner. Finkel let it go. Goal kick. The Glasgow derby steeped in history and tradition. It's a game of such high intensity and such huge significance. And a bright start for Rangers. Except the free kick has gone against Broadfoot.
If it was a trip, it was a bit silly. Well, you can just see it's Broadfoot coming across. McGeady there. Nowhere near the ball. Good decision.
Rangers have only won twice in the last 8 years at Celtic Park. What they would give for a rare victory today. Both teams on 7 points. Early days, but you still don't want to lose an Old Firm match. Kuzan and Caldwell rising. Kenny Miller feeding on the scraps of that. And unsurprisingly jeered on his Celtic Park return. Charlie Adam making significant progress here. And it came off McManus, and Miller's effort blocked by Brown.
It's a good start from Rangers. Charlie Adam highly involved, a neat little Meg there. A great ball across with real power. Brown had to be there.
Rangers scored from a couple of corners at this end in April. Davis takes it. Daniel Kuzan scored one of those goals in April.
Very similar approach as well to the front post area. At that point, Cusack can either try and flick it on or go himself, but he's a little bit too far beyond the front post that time.
The title was there for the taking for Rangers last season, but they blew it amid a hectic schedule, and Celtic pounced. Davis stepping in. Kevin Thompson was suspended for those 2 Old Firm games here in April, having scored an Ibrox winner against Celtic in March. McGeady and Maloney. Wilson is on the overlap. Promising for Celtic. Samaras. Pedro Mendes for Charlie Adam. It's just going to drift away from Stephen Davis.
He just overhit there from Charlie Adam, but Celtic trying to get into their way of playing, which is getting the ball wide. So lots of movement up there with Maloney, quite happy to go into that left channel. You see it again, just overhit pass there, but with McGeady, Maloney on that side, a lot of interchanging, and of course Wilson likes to go on the overlap as well. So that means a very busy day for Broadfoot and Davis. Down that right-hand side for Rangers.
Gary Caldwell made that his. Samaras fending off Weir. Scott Brown. Aidan McGeady, the player of the year last season, and the young player too. And he gets a free kick off Stephen Davis.
Well, you can see that left-hand side is going to be a problem. Nakamura, of course, on the right-hand side for Celtic, completely different. He's not going to go past anyone. It will be him on the ball to send this one in.
Nakamura scored a spectacular goal against Rangers here in April. Playing the role of provider here, though, he hopes. Nakamura in. McManus really got a flick on it. A flick that might have counted.
See what a weapon that is, having Nakamura out there on the left. McManus just about got there. He rose highest, got a little touch on it.
Kuzan challenging Caldwell again, but a free kick goes against Kuzan. Caldwell not looking too happy.
Kuzan just for this type of play as well. Quite effective in this environment. And while they're on the ground, a little bit of afters, I think. But not too much. They look quite pally, actually.
Don't think so, somehow. Samaras. Brown charging in, and he will charge about today. And every day. Hartley. Hinkle. Nakamura. Kevin Thompson is going to get a yellow card with just 8 minutes on the Old Firm clock.
As Nakamura takes the ball in here, the ball's going miles away before Thompson comes in. It's just a little bit silly, puts him under real pressure now for this match. There's going to be a lot of tackles going in that midfield area, and Thompson's now going to have to watch himself.
Celtic had 9 players booked in the first Old Firm clash of last season. Thompson, though, gets the first this time around. And that's a comfy catch for Alan McGregor, who hobbled off injured here in April and missed some massive games in the run-in. Adam hustling and bustling with Nakamura. Rangers get the throw. Right in front of Gordon Strachan, that. I'm sure he wouldn't have minded having a flag in his hand. Bugera. Miller. Okay, McManus the offender. Welcome back to Celtic Park.
Well, it's just how we expected the start of this match. The referee very busy with his whistle.
Pedro Mendes. Davis. Thompson! A yellow card already. Looking for a goal already.
Celtic were just stretched there. It took McManus to have to break ranks and get out close to Thompson and put him off. Certainly found some room, did the Rangers midfielder. It's quite interesting as well watching Mendes play. He wants to drop off and try and take the ball from Bugera or Weir, but Scott Brown's right up there close to him. Trying to cover that ground and be pressing high up the park.
Kuzan on a collision course with McManus. McGeady grounded. Davis. Miller. Hinkle giving Samaras something to chase. McGregor doubled back on himself, and David Weir played it safe. We're skippering Rangers in the absence of Barry Ferguson. Barry's kind of game today as well. Just a bit. Caldwell. Broadfoot wary of McGeady's presence. Davis.
As I said, it almost is a man-to-man job that Scott Brown's doing on Mendes. He certainly has the energy, the Celtic midfield player, to be able to follow Mendes around the park and stop him getting on the ball.
McGeady. Brown. Maloney. Wilson's cross, met by Bugera. Kenny Miller helped it on its way, but not too far. McGeady. Hinkle. Samaras' fancy flick nearly went to Davis. Broadfoot. Thompson for Mendes. Trickled away from Kenny Miller.
It's good football from Rangers in midfield, but Miller, his touch let him down there.
Maloney showing interest. Trying to rescue his poor touch. Unfailed. McGeady can't keep it in either.
That certainly is a pass that you feel that Celtic will play more in this match than normal. Obviously having the two strikers that are very mobile up front and don't mind running into the channels. It's a little bit different from Jan Fedorov Hesselink and Scott McDonald.
Hartley. It's Nakamura. And it bounces off David Weir. Miller. Celtic seeking a third successive win over Rangers for the first time since 2004. McGeady. Broadfoot had a little nibble. Samaras and Maloney entangled. But that would have been a bit hopeful on their part. Kuzan big and strong, and he's going to get a free kick surely. Oh, and a reaction from McManus, which will bring a yellow card. How foolish of the Celtic captain.
Absolutely, that's 2 yellows. It didn't have to be. That's the emotion of this game. You can see McManus does have a hold of Kuzan's shirt. I think he gets the ball, but you can see there the Rangers striker gesturing to his jersey. And that's again rash.
McManus joins Thompson in the book. Kuzan's shirt ripped. Adam in towards Kenny Miller. It was always going to be tricky from there.
Again, the ball's in with pace, and it's Miller, but he's far too far past again that front post area to really do anything with it. Quite interesting that all started for Kuzan from Celtic being in attack and then not getting back in midfield quick enough. The ball in the channel for Kuzan did cause some problems.
Also for McGeady, but to Bagheera covering.
Celtic are very offensive, particularly down that left-hand side with Maloney and McGeady and Wilson. So far, it looks like an option for Rangers to catch them there.
Brown. Maloney wriggling. Nakamura. Didn't come down for Maloney, and Davis took charge. Here's Hartley though. Hinkle for Nakamura. Hartley. Papach slid in. Hinkle. Steered away by Bagheera. Davis. Miller. Broadfoot.
It's been absolutely nothing to do for the goalkeepers as yet, but it's been so intriguing. It's a real battle out there in the midfield area. Each side trying to get on top.
Nakamura. Giving a hard time to Kevin Thompson.
There you go, 50-50. Sums it up so far. As I said, difficult though to get anywhere near the goalkeepers. They're on holiday at the moment, but I'm sure at some stage in this match they won't be.
Samaras pulled away from Papach and got a little unlucky. Charlie Adam. Papach. Bagheera.
Rangers up 3-2 in goal attempts, but nothing yet to trouble the goalkeepers. But we know that concentration is paramount for the men between the sticks in these matches. They will be called on.
Kenny Miller. Broadfoot. As overcooked the return to Miller, much to the delight of the majority. Inside Celtic bar, but not to him.
Yeah, Miller's just tried to float in between Celtic's defence and midfield and pick up the ball in spaces there. 3 or 4 times that his touch has let him down so far, but that pass wasn't good enough from Broadfoot.
David Weir won that. Foul called well on Kuzan. Gilroy Caldwell spilling blood, and I'm sure when Dougie McDonald sees that, which he has now, Caldwell will have to get it sorted. He doesn't want to go because Celtic are defending a free kick, but he's going to have to, such are the rules. All part of the Old Firm look, that, mind you.
Yeah, it is, and it's partly why I'm sure likes of Kuzan is up there.
Thompson's free kick then, Caldwell absent, but it will be a goal kick, so it won't matter too much. So ahead for him as well.
Well, that's a bit of a gamble to play Kuzan this game. But what's Rangers lacking in continuity by taking Kuzan into it and having Mendes in there, who's new, and Buguera at the back. Certainly are more of a surprise package than they've been. It's quite interesting as well that Walter Smith before the match had mentioned the fact that in midfield they're more controlled and play the ball better, hence can play two up front. Not really sure where that leaves Barry Ferguson, mind you.
Free kick for Maloney. High boot from Davis. And Gary Caldwell is back on. Hope he can see out of that eye. McGeady. Davis won that duel. And he's given it to Nakamura, who didn't hang about. Samaras! McGregor guarding his near post.
Nakamura pops up on the left-hand side. Doesn't need asking twice to get the ball in. It's a good run from Samaras, and you think he should be able to get more power on it.
Brown. Samaras did manage to help it on. McGeady. It's flashed wide, and there was a hint of handball as David Weir was on the ground, but Celtic carried on happily and merrily.
You can see just a little bit more movement from Celtic, and players from wide areas willing to come in, like McGeady, and have a go with his right foot. It's always going away from goal, though. McGregor comfortable.
Just the one Old Firm goal so far for Aidan McGeady, came nearly 3 years ago.
That always has been a big difference for Celtic over the last few years. The wide midfield players are much more able to come inside and mix it up a little bit. Rangers, as in today, keep their shape all that more. Adam on the left, Davis on the right, don't tend to come in too much.
Mendes just pinned McGeady to that. Thompson. Buguera. McManus. Again, jump from Maloney. Samaras now up against Papac. Charlie Adam closed in too. Kuzan. Timely tackle by Wilson. And Wilson rather bemused to get the throw. Finkel. Charlie Adam, Kevin Thompson, Pedro Mendes, Broadfoot. Broadfoot not ready for the return. Our unique coverage of the Blue Square Premier continues this week with York against Mansfield on Tuesday. And on Thursday it's Kidderminster against toiling Torquay. Hinkle. Brown. McGeady. Wilson up against Broadfoot. McGeady up against Davis. Northern Ireland getting the better of the Republic there. Charlie Adam. Celtic a little stretched. It's a little wide for Kenny Miller. And he's not going to get much sympathy.
Yeah, the game's just settling down a little bit now. Adam just trying to open things up for Rangers. It's a difficult ball, mind you. Miller can't quite get there. I think both strikers, or main strikers you'd have to call them, and Kuzan and Samaras are doing fine jobs up front for their teams. Holding the ball up whenever possible, using their physique. It's making things generally very difficult for the central two.
His kick has gone straight to Charlie Adam. Davis. Pedro Mendes. Pedro Mendes perfectly picks out Kirk Broadfoot. Boritz keeping his eye on that though, and he's going to release Nakamura. First Old Firm game of the season, bereft of chances so far. Well, that could change easily. Brown. Nakamura. Hinkle. Samaras. Nakamura. Hinkle. Scott Brown. Wilson. McGeady. An early cross. David Weir clears. Scott Brown. Here's McGeady. He's got past Davis. Patch can glide that away. Nobody far close for Celtic.
Celtic just have a look. They've got more ammunition than Rangers. They can carve Rangers open at certain points in this game, whereas I'm not quite so sure if Rangers have that in their own midfield. Certainly with Adam, he can pick out a pass, but centrally Mendes, Thompson are just tidy players, like to get on the ball and play short passes, not really trying to open up Celtic at all.
Wilson. McGeady. One back by Broadfoot. Kuzan. Good slip, Kenny Miller in. It's Scott Brown's tackle. Pedro Mendes and Kevin Thompson maintaining Rangers' interest. Charlie Adam. Broadfoot is still up there. He's gone walkabout. Miller's cross. And McManus stretching.
That's where the danger is for Rangers, getting the ball to Kenny Miller or Kuzan. Sometimes I think it's better to bypass the Rangers midfield, get it into them and then hope for support to come up alongside the strikers.
Charlie Adam drills it in, and Hinkle taking no chances because Bugera and Broadfoot were both lurking behind him.
That's a good driven ball. Hinkle has to take no chances there.
So some concern here for Celtic with almost half an hour gone. Stephen Davis's corner. It's Daniel Kuzan on the volley.
It wasn't bad, this. It's a good ball in, but where's the marking? Absolutely on his own there. Difficult to keep that on target, but he has caused a problem for Celtic in this first half, so far anyway.
Celtic have won 3 successive titles. Champions in 6 of the last 8 years. The Rangers subs warming up. Right by their fans, and that is the best place for them to warm up, for sure. Also escaped the clutches of Mendes. One ran into Davis. Played in a few Dundee derbies. Mark Wilson. But with due respect to the city of discovery, nothing is like this. Hinkle. Hartley and Brown patrolling the central midfield for Celtic. McGeady has once again Broadfoot and Davis to contend with. Wilson. Nakamura. Hinkle in space. And it's come off Weir. And McGregor had to react well. He was under pressure, David Weir.
That's a good ball in from Hinkle. Swinging round. Maloney gets in the thick of things, and Weir just tries to get his body in front of Maloney. It comes off his head, and McGregor had to make the reaction save. But Nakamura's causing a few problems for Celtic in that he's coming in off that right-hand side. He's hardly hugged that touchline. What that's meant is it's difficult for Adam to decide whether to go in with him or stay out and keep his shape.
The noise levels have increased inside Celtic Park. Will the number of clear-cut chances increase as well? Samaras given a ticking off by Dougie McDonald.
It's hands on the head time for Samaras. He thought that was a corner.
Celtic Park really does lend itself to an occasion like this. Samaras, Maloney. Nearly come kindly into Maloney's path again, but he'll settle for a throw. Might fancy a flick or two. Set up a couple of goals for Samaras last week.
Yeah, Celtic just creeping into this one a little bit more now. The ball not sticking up front for Rangers anymore.
Brown. Nakamura. Straight through to McGregor. Davis onto that.
Yeah, you can see there. Certainly still very much in the balance, this one. No lack of effort, just can't really make any chances either side. It's a lot to do with the intensity of the match.
Snapped away by Wilson. Offside against Daniel Kuzan, he was late getting back. Rangers have lost on 11 of their last 14 visits to Celtic Park.
I think what you've got to say is the importance of the first goal. When the game is balanced like this, it's going to be absolutely crucial.
Guerra nipping in front of Maloney. McGeady now for Wilson. Brown for McManus. Wilson kept it in.
Rangers certainly had a go in this first half. The longer it's gone on, it's been Celtic's ability to keep possession that's brought them in control of it.
Pedro Mendes. Kuzan up against Wilson. He's away. It's Kuzan, and he scored! Daniel Kuzan, a surprise starter, seizes the moment, and it's a massive moment because Rangers lead at Celtic Park.
Did I say that Celtic were in control of it? You can never say that in an Old Firm match. And this is sheer brilliance from Kuzan. Get the ball to him and he'll run, he'll take on defenders, and look how cool he is when he gets himself into the position. But many a striker would get his head up and think, right, I've done my job, I'm going to lay it back, but no intention of that. So strong past Wilson. He's on the byline just about, and he goes inside Boritz. What an amazing finish from the Rangers striker, and totally justifies Water-Smith's inclusion in the side.
Boritz badly beaten at his near post. Many Rangers fans would have been surprised to see Kuzan in the starting lineup today. But they'll take it now. It's the Rangers fans who are jumping and jiving in Glasgow's East End. Stunned. Ali McCoy still smiles. No wonder. Kuzan ran straight to him. And I wonder if Kuzan still has a future at Rangers. Boris, though, won't be happy. But he was beaten, and Wilson neither.
You're right, Ian. No goalkeeper is happy when they're beaten at the front post like that. But you have to give credit to the finish. He picked his spot so well, Kuzan. Look at Ali McCoy there. He wasn't the type of striker, Coisty, that could have finished that, because he wouldn't have got himself in that area one-on-one. He wouldn't have had the power to get past Wilson. Kuzan certainly has that.
McGeady. And Maloney. Oh, Samaras! Celtic responds straight away. Georgios Samaras counted, and this Old Firm game has come alive big time. It's 1-1.
Well, we knew at some stage both goalkeepers would be involved, and it's happened. This game's just lit up. Great play on the left-hand side from McGeady with a touch, and poor defending from Papac. McGeady again, it's all down this left-hand side for Celtic. Quick feet, comes inside, right foot cross. It gets a touch with Papac. What is he doing there? He gives the ball straight back to Samaras, and Samaras can't believe it. He takes total advantage. It's a smart little finish, and it's 1-1.
Well, he scored twice against Falkirk last week. Georgios Samaras starting today. Finnegan Hesseling on the bench after gashing his leg. And the decision of both of the managers to play certain strikers has paid off. Kuzan for Rangers, Samaras for Celtic. 5 minutes to half-time. Took a while for this derby to get going, but it's going some now. Here's Kevin Thompson. Deflected off McManus for a corner.
Again, a good reaction from Rangers. Trying to get back in the lead. No one goes to Thompson. McManus eventually blocks.
Charlie Adam then, and Samaras turns it away for another corner. There were 100 seconds between the two goals. Rangers sitting up on corners now.
Just wonder what Papac is thinking.
Charlie Adam tries again. McManus clears it. Well, it had been fairly tame by Old Firm standards, but it's not now. Papac having to come across Maloney.
It wasn't surprising the way the goals actually happened. Rangers I felt were dangerous when they got the ball to Kuza and Miller. And on the left-hand side, McGeady has been a danger for Celtic all first half.
Nakamura. Hartley! Offside, Maloney, the flag's up.
Well, the game's opened up and there's now some exquisite football from both sides. It's become a great game. It is offside. Finally balanced this one. Maloney has been buzzing around. He hasn't, he's been sitting there the whole first half. And he thought when his side took the lead, he could take control, but as I say, still in the balance.
Kuzan hurt. Saw one. Having given Celtic a sore one.
Well, we think that Kuza damaged Caldwell's eye. I think maybe Caldwell thought, right, okay, take a bit of this.
An error from Papac allowed Samaras to equalise after Kuzan had ripped Wilson and Boritz to shreds. Adam. He's holding off Scott Brown, Charlie Adam, but he then ran into the considerable frame of McManus. And Maloney's offside. Well, that might have been close.
Well, I don't think there's much in this, and he certainly tries to bend his run, Maloney. It's a lovely through ball. You just see here, I don't think he does enough. He doesn't come deep enough first and then bend, but nearly.
Wasn't that close at all, really. Weir launching it towards Kuzan, McManus commanding. This Old Firm game has burst into life. It's a shame we waited a while for that to happen, because half-time is almost upon us now.
I think we've just about got everything that we asked for in this first half. There were periods where it just lulled slightly, but all the tackling, it's been frenetic. And goals, a lot more to come.
Adam. It's a free kick. Hartley protesting to Dougie McDonald. Bugera. Broadfoot to his right. Harry Caldwell with a comfy header. And again.
Well, it has to be said that the referees handled this first half very well. I hope he continues so in the second half. It's not easy, this. Certainly in that midfield area, a lot of tackles going in, but both sides just wanting to play the ball.
Miller, Adam, Thompson for Papac. Papac making progress. Charlie Adam had a look at Dougie McDonald then. Celtic digging it out eventually. Samaras. Ended up in the Celtic dugout, that from Charlie Adam.
Well, again, I think the referee handles this one very well. Just lets it go. Wasn't much in that at all. I think Charlie Adam was looking for it.
It's half-time. Daniel Kuzan given a surprise start by Walter Smith. Repaid the faith by scoring, but Rangers' lead did not last long. Samaras responding with an equaliser. Kuzan skinned Wilson and beat Boritz at his near post. Celtic Park wasn't stunned for long, though. A mistake from Papac allowed Samaras to level it.
The big games just keep on coming live on Setanta Sports. Next Saturday, Scotland and Macedonia kicking off their World Cup qualification campaign under George Burley's management. And that first game live on 1 from 1 next Saturday. Followed 4 days later by the trip to Reykjavik to face Iceland. That's Wednesday, September 10. And that one is live, and it's the only place you'll see it on Setanta Sports too. Here in the first Old Firm match of the season, these two inseparable in the East End of Glasgow. Celtic 1, Rangers 1. Daniel Kuzan for the visitors, followed up very quickly by Georgios Samaras to equalise. John Hartson and Terry Butcher, two Old Firm old boys, with me in the studio. John, what have you made of it so far?
I think it's been an excellent game. You know, I think Rangers have passed the ball as well as I've seen them pass it. You know, Mendes, Davis and Thompson in the middle of the park, they've really got hold of the ball and fizzed it about on a big pitch. Obviously Kuzan gets the goal, and from a Rangers point of view, from Walter be looking at it saying, you know, if we could have just held on for a bit longer, but you know, obviously the worst case scenario, they go down the other end, Celtic, and equalise. But it's been a very good game of football first half.
We should have known better, Terry, than to raise our eyebrows about Walter's team selection at the start. He's got it right time after time, hasn't he? And with Daniel Kuzan not just scoring the goal, but he's succeeded in roughing up the Celtic defence as well, hasn't he?
I've said all along that he should play from the start. Not really, because Walter knows a lot more than I do about him. He obviously sees him, and he seems to come alive in this fixture. He really does, and he has tried to rubbish Madison Corwell, and he's done that very well. You saw as he came off at half-time, the back of his shirt is ripped as well, because he's had a great tussle with the two centre-halves. He's been the difference for me, because Rangers can bang the ball up to him if they want to. They know they can feed off his headers or his blocked headers or everything else like that. You know, this was just a sensational goal, really.
This was some change of pace, wasn't it?
Some change of pace and strength as well. He holds off Mark Wilson. Mark trying to tackle with his right foot. He looks up there, John was saying, he seems to give Boritz the eyes, where he's looking to cut it back, but then goes to that near post and just slides it around.
Do you blame the goalkeeper, John, here?
No, I don't really. I don't think, you know, he's obviously tried to sort of narrow the angle up for him, but he's there, he's looking at Miller, and he's telling Boritz what he's going to do. He's going to cut it back, but no, he puts it on his inside. But I'm sitting here thinking, if he don't score, you slaughter him, because he's got to cut it back. But no, in the end, it's an excellent finish. But Kuzan, these games make you sort of run and chase and battle, because the crowd are onto you if you don't do it right, you know. But he's been excellent. He's had a really good battle with Caldwell. I like that about him.
Rangers' big regret is that they kept the lead here at Celtic Park for less than 2 minutes, and it was a bit of a howler of a mistake at the back by Sasa Papac, which effectively gifted it for Georgios Samaras.
Yeah, but I mean, McGeady's great feet out here on the wide area. Good feet, comes inside, thinks a lovely ball over, but only misses it. And Papac just tries to clear it, but the ball bounces very high. And you see David Weir's disgusting, because it goes straight to Samaras and it's in the back of the net. Good footwork, good ball in. Look at that, look, that's a howling mistake from Papac. You know, Samaras doesn't miss those kind of chances.
Should he have cleared that with his right foot?
Well, it's probably one of them ones, if you see it now as it comes in and it bounces there, yeah, you had to clear it with your right foot or just lump it up in the air. You know, but he's very tentative with it, and it's just straight at Samaras and it's in the back of the net. David Weir can't react, neither can Alan McGregor.
So they are still locked together at 1-1. In the match that means so much in Scottish football, the Old Firm going head to head. A goal apiece so far for Celtic and Rangers. Daniel Kusan for Walter Smith's team, and a quick reply from Giorgio Samaras. Second half next. Next weekend sees the return of live Magners League Rugby to Setanta Sports. It's Edinburgh Munster Friday night 7:20. That's live on Setanta Sports 2. And then Saturday at 6 on 2 for Blues against Leinster. That Old Firm feeling does the strangest things to the calmest of individuals. It's been fast and frantic and furious, and probably other words beginning with F which we couldn't begin to use here. Daniel Kusan backing up Walter Smith's decision to bring him in for this one. 1-0 Rangers, but very quickly 1-1 as Georgios Samaras tapped in his first Old Firm goal. 1-0 between these two greatest of rivals. John Arson and Terry Butcher with me in the studio. What next, John?
Well, I think obviously, you look maybe Walter Kusan hasn't played a lot of football. Obviously, the goal would have given him a lift. But, he has options. He's got Lafferty, he's got Novo he can bring on. So, you maybe look towards in 20, 25 minutes, you might see a change. But good thing is, as I said, from Walter's point of view, he has got different options to bring on.
Terry, even Stevens so far?
Yeah, pretty much so. The Rangers have passed the ball well. My fear for Rangers, and obviously joy for Celtic, is if the game does open out, people like Maloney and McGeady can get one-on-ones against Rangers defenders, in the final third as well. So I think there's more goals to come and certainly more action anyway.
Here's the second half. Scott Booth alongside match commentator Ian Crocker.
Cheers, Rob. Well, only once in the last 58 Old Firm games has the team scoring first lost. Rangers will be gutted that they didn't hang on to their lead for too long. It is the men in blue who will start the second half. Rangers' victories at Celtic Park have been rare events in recent times. Here we go then. The second half underway. Celtic and Rangers locked together at 1-1. And Charlie Adam immediately looking for Kenny Miller's run. Miller back at Celtic Park, having crossed the Old Firm divide twice. Charlie Adam takes over. Trying to score himself from a very acute angle, and Kusan says, why didn't you cross it?
And he was right to ask the question. It's good play from Miller. Opens up for Adam. He's got 3 blue shirts in there to pick out, and I think he knows he made the wrong choice.
Strachan does have Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling on the bench. Barry Robson too would love to play a part on this special day. Miller and Kusan. Scott Brown for Nakamura for Samaras. Maloney's on the way to the right. Samaras got rather bogged down. Adam. Patch at fault for Celtic's equaliser. Hinkle. Nakamura. Mark Wilson took it in his stride. Assisted by McGeady. It's a foul by Bugera on Samaras. Useful free kick this for the champions.
And the Celtic fans want the advantage played here because McGeady was right through after that ball skidded past Samaras.
Caldwell and McManus will go up for this. Nakamura in towards McManus. David Weir stayed very close to his opposing captain. Pedro Mendes now. A few options for Rangers, but Paul Hartley sorts out Kenny Miller.
Yeah, good defensive play from Hartley, but once again, lovely passing from Mendes.
Miller, Mendes. It's a foul by Wilson on Broadfoot. A chance for Charlie Adam to whip a free kick in.
Yeah, Broadfoot does well here because it was a shorter pass this time from Mendes and he made something of it. Great opportunity now for Adam to swing this in towards Boric. Just in between the defence and the goalkeeper.
Adam clears everyone.
I think that's what he was trying to do, but frustration from Walter Smith. But his midfield player couldn't deliver.
The expression said it all for Walter Smith. Jan Vingegaard and Hesselink may be about to play a part soon. It was his 94th minute winner against Rangers here in April that put Celtic on their way, really, to a remarkable title surge. McGeady's cross. Brown. Nakamura. Brown. Off Papac. Away by Mendes. Kuzan holding off Hinkle. Pedro Mendes. Kuzan. Wilson stopped it reaching Broadfoot. He's out of position at the moment, and Celtic could exploit that now with Maloney. So Maloney back in the old firm. Coldran! And not far away from scoring a dream goal.
Oh, that is great play from Maloney. He gets a little bit lucky here. Loses the ball for a second. Bugera guesses wrong. He just tries to bend this in. Davis can't get close at this point. I don't think McGregor was going to get there. Very close.
Made his Celtic debut in an Old Firm game. Remember it when he came on at Ibrox in 2001. Got right stuck in the Rangers. Kenny Miller. A shove on McManus. Scott Brown has a bit to say. No change there. Subs looking, including Novo for Rangers, who loves these occasions.
Yeah, I think that you have to take into account a player like Kuza, who hasn't played many matches, maybe coming off at some stage. He looks all right for the moment.
Davis. He's got a free kick. Finally made a permanent move from Fulham after a drawn-out transfer saga. Rangers fan as a kid. Thompson. Papac. Adam. Stephen Davis. Pedro Mendes. Davis. Celtic in the way when it counts. Kuzan. It's Kenny Miller now! How predictable was that? It just had to happen! Kenny Miller scores against Celtic, the man who has crossed the Old Firm divide twice. They're back in front.
That's yet another sensational finish. Takes a long time this ball to get to him. Kuza again, initially very good play. It's a lovely ball over. Miller's online, he's not offside. And he can only go one place. It's all about how he does it. Thompson floats it over, and he gets it down into the ground, back across Boruc. And that's just a fabulous finish. Great technique for any youngsters out there watching it. He's right over the top of it. Boruc, because it goes first into the deck, he can't get there. Walter Smith, a very happy man.
Well, that's gone down like a lead balloon here. Kenny Miller broke his Celtic duck against Rangers. And now, second time around, he's got the first goal of his second spell against Celtic. He just knew he would be on the score sheet today.
What about that from Walter Smith as far as tactics are concerned? A new pairing, Kuza, Miller. You just don't know what you're going to get, but he obviously did know they're going to stretch Celtic, and they've certainly done that in this game. Both of them, and they've both got on the score sheet. The Rangers fans absolutely delighted.
Good job Kenny does it in Glasgow. Wise move. Thompson, whose cross for Miller was excellent, but he's given it to Samaras here. Gugera having to rescue Rangers. Corner.
Celtic trying to come back again very quickly.
Well, it didn't take long for Celtic to grab a first equaliser. Can they respond similarly? Gugera warned. This is Celtic's first corner. It's crowded in there as Hartley sends it in. Caldwell couldn't get near it. Nakamura will try and send it back. He's got Kuzan to contend with though. Celtic flattened by that Kenny Miller goal. Equalise within 2 minutes of Kuzan's strike. McGeady. Wilson. And the Adam Carl. Papac. That's a foul by Kuzan.
Well, if Kuza is in the shop window, he's done himself no harm at all. Played so well this afternoon.
Brown. Deflection. Helping McGeady. Wilson. And a free kick for Celtic, who have made a positive response to going behind. They're looking for another quick-fire equaliser. Paul Hartley will swing this in. Celtic trailing, Hartley. Nakamura! Way wide.
Nakamura was winding up this one. His touch wasn't the best. Had to wait for it to settle. And that allowed Mendes out. Jan Fennegroff Hesselink. Don't think it'll be too long before we see him in this match. Certainly allows Celtic to throw the ball in a bit more.
The yellow card here for a series of offences from Daniel Kuzan. And there's a quote of the referee, who won't want to get involved like that.
Yeah, that could have gone pear-shaped for Kuzan. Applauding the referee for this. Didn't see too much in that, to be honest. It's coming across McManus, but there's no real elbow involved there. See if we could play like this every week, Kuza. The Rangers fans, the management team would be delighted for him to stay.
Gugera will fancy that. Sent back by McManus. Patch for Adam. Caldwell, awkwardly finding his keeper. Wilson. McManus. Caldwell. Hinkle. Samaras. Occupied by Papac. Hinkle's made a run. Kevin Thompson just made sure. But it didn't reach him. Wilson.
Mendes out there just trying to calm his side down. Trying to marshal his troops a little bit. It's a big influence in this match so far.
Kuzan pumping Caldwell out the way unfairly so. Free kick. Big double date ahead for George Burley's Scotland. We are with them in Macedonia next Saturday from 1 on Setanta Sports 1, and then the following Wednesday they're in Iceland. That's on Setanta Sports 2. Brown. Almost an hour played. Absorbing Old Firm encounter, Maloney. Kuzan. Pedro Mendes. Kenny Miller. Miller again. Broadfoot. McManus on hand to clear. Davis. Broadfoot, Davis, tidy. Pedro Mendes, steered away by McManus. Mendes again. We've got an orthodox pass to Broadfoot, and even he's showing off now. McGeady has skived him down, and that will surely be... I think he might escape a card, actually. Reckless challenge.
Oh, it's just been great football there from Rangers. A big difference in their play, actually, in that midfield area. Lovely little triangles of football, keeping possession, trying to open up Celtic at the same time. It's been great stuff to watch at times, and that's been one area that has suffered recently for Rangers, but they seem to have got that right.
Kevin Thompson set up Miller's goal. He's going to take this. Hinkle's header. It's far from clear yet. And that's going to be a corner kick. Corner. Rangers haven't had too many days to remember at Celtic Park this decade. Last win a couple of seasons ago, Ugo Ekiog's overhead kick. Davis fools everyone by picking out Pedro Mendes! That is just brilliant! Fabulous! An awesome goal from Pedro Mendes on his Old Firm debut. Rangers are loving it, absolutely loving it. 3-1 up at the home of their rivals.
Oh dear, they'll go a long, long way to see a better goal than this. Just sensational. He comes across it from fully 25 yards. Such a difficult technique to master, this one. But boy, does he catch that one sweetly. You've got a goalkeeper, the highest order between the sticks, and he can't get there. It's absolute perfection. Look at the way he tees it up. He knows it's coming. He sends it his side 3-1 up. Absolute brilliance.
Well, you have to be a special kind of player to cope with your first Old Firm game. Pedro Mendes is just that, and he has scored a special goal that will be remembered for a long time by Rangers fans. Now Samaras has caught Bugera, and he's going to get a yellow card.
What a result this is for Rangers. Celtic have got a lot to do to get themselves back in the match. Samaras, you see there, just getting his left elbow and forearm across Bugera.
It's time for change for Celtic, no doubt about that. Strachan, Neil Lennon discussing what to do as the Rangers fans make the most of this, and you can't blame them for milking it. There would have been a few raised eyebrows at Walter Smith's team selection today, but he's been around a while, has Walter. He knew what he was doing. McGeady, though, for Maloney, and McGregor clutches it.
A very good opportunity wasted there by Maloney.
Davis for Miller. Davis had gone for a return, but Mark Wilson was in the way. McGeady hijacked by Miller. Celtic have shown plenty of character in Gordon Strachan's time at the club. They're going to have to come up with a remarkable reply in this game. Maloney's cross. Papach. Hinkle. Samaras may use Nakamura. Maloney was beneath Broadfoot. It's a corner for Celtic. Well, they've still got 25 minutes to pose some problems, ask some questions, and sort out the mess they're in. Hartley's corner. Samaras attacked it. Goal kick is the verdict.
Yeah, I think the change for Celtic might be Barry Robson. He's going back in from his warm-up.
A breathtaking goal.
It was a breathtaking goal. If you take the goal on its own, it's quite spectacular. Through a couple of players there, Hartley tries to get involved, but doesn't get a touch on it. But not just on its own, his overall play has been brilliant today. He's really delivered in that midfield area for Rangers.
Kuzan for Pedro Mendes. Here's Broadfoot. Well, Kenny Miller has scored against Celtic, but he's been upstaged really by that Pedro Mendes strike. Every pass applauded by the Rangers fans who are lucky enough to be here, and by a good few more watching in the pubs and clubs as well.
That's been one of the massive pluses for Rangers today. It's definitely helped them get to this position at the moment. The way they've been able to pass the ball in the midfield area and then hold it up front. You have to have that if you're going to come to difficult places and win matches.
Samaras. Papach made the challenge. He'll be rather relieved that Rangers have scored twice since his error. Allowed Samaras to equalise. Celtic won't be giving this one up just yet, though. They never give anything up. It's Old Firm game or any other game. And Maloney's going to give Bugera a hard time, but a foul by Sean Maloney. A push on Bugera. Barry Robson, a driving force for Celtic on arrival from Dundee United last season, scored a penalty winner here against Rangers in that dramatic 3-2 game, and also scored a penalty winner for Dundee United against Rangers last season.
Yeah, Celtic really need a lift from somewhere now. Looking a little bit flat since that third goal went in for Rangers.
Rangers lacking European football this season, of course, and that is a big and bitter blow for them. But if they record a victory here, it will go some way to softening the blow. Jan Vennegoor, Hesselink, and Barry Robson may be about to become involved. Davis sends it in. De Gea, the nearest Rangers man to it. Caldwell with him. Charlie Adam closed down by Brown. Now Maloney, and Rangers are very short. McGeady. Adam has fouled him. And Charlie Adam is going to be the latest to be summoned to Dougie McDonald. And he's going to be the 5th player to be booked.
I think if he just looked up, he'd have realised that Mendes was getting back too. He didn't have to do that. Cross came Mendes to cover.
Celtic couldn't half do with something here. Trailing 3-1 to the arch-enemy. Nakamura it is who floats it in. McGregor elects to punch that away. Walters come downstairs to join Harry McCoist and Kenny McDowell, who used to work here at Celtic. Not a bad pair to bring on, you have to say. Nakamura. McGregor got troubled again. Manners hurt. Has been Scotland captain in the absence of Barry Ferguson. And George Burley will be slightly concerned because Manners never goes down for no reason, that's for sure.
It's more worrying when players go down like that with no one near them. It usually means a twist, twisted ankle. Maybe not too bad though.
Drinks break for Rangers, they've earned it. We're into the last 20 minutes.
Well, Celtic have made some huge comebacks in the past and in the recent past. To manage it from this one, pretty astonishing.
So, Samaras, who scored Celtic's goal, is replaced by Jan Vennegoor Hesselink, who scored the most important goal for Celtic last season against Rangers here, a 94th minute winner in April. And Paul Hartley is replaced by Barry Robson. Celtic have to give it a go. And Rangers are going to bring on a man who Celtic won't want to see particularly. He always does well against them. Nacho Novo. Broadfoot's cross. Adam. Nacho Novo just loves the old firm occasions. Scored 3 times against Celtic last season. And there's also going to be a debut for Maurice Edu, who arrived at the end of the week from Toronto. Thompson's cross. Davis with the header. High tension, high drama. Celtic Park just now.
Ron Strachan sacrificed Paul Hartley in there to retain his width, keeping Nakamura on the park, and also having Barry Robson and McGeady.
Robson swivelling away from Thompson. Hinkle. Venegora Hesseling just on, but Bergera matched him. McGeady tries again. It's a corner kick which will encourage Celtic. Barry Robson on to take these corners now. Magnus is all right after that knock. Robson in, and it's come off Papach, and Davis on the line. Celtic's need for a goal is urgent, it's desperate. Nakamura in, and there's been a push by Venegora Hesseling, I think.
I can only describe these corners from Barry Robson as fierce. Davis had to be there as well. The clearance off the line. Papach first, and that could have just been curling in.
It's a yellow card for time wasting for Aaron McGregor. The fourth Rangers player to be booked. Celtic have had 2 yellows.
It was interesting, Walter Smith down a little bit earlier. I think he was trying to suggest that you have to keep the high line and not go deeper in this match.
Well, McManus has reacted to Kuzan here. It's a yellow card for Kuzan, his second. He's off. Sent off, not for the first time in his Rangers career. And they're going to have to see this out with 10 men.
How about the timing? Nacho Novo all stripped to the side, waiting to come on. Now that game plan goes up in the air. You can see Kuza comes across, he does lead with his left elbow. And I think if you do that, you take your chances. It's not the first time.
Suspended for the UEFA Cup final. Daniel Kuzan feels a little hard done by, but he's off, and that could change the plan as far as the substitutions were concerned.
It's a shame, he was having a fantastic match.
It's reaching boiling point at Celtic Park, and there's been a reaction here. Oh! And Venegora Hesseling has been sent off! Run off the ball! 2 red cards in such a short space of time, and he hasn't been on long. Venegor of Hesseling walks, and Celtic, like Rangers, are down to 10 men.
Well, this game's just going mad. What was that all about? Jan Fedorov Hesseling. As for that reaction, well, how stupid. He gets involved here with Broadfoot. There's a little go there again, and then he just lashes out with his left leg. It's never going to do Broadfoot any harm, really, but by the letter of the law, you cannot be doing that.
It's a yellow card for Kirk Broadfoot. 8 yellow cards, a couple of reds. That's the old firm for you.
Yeah, there's not much missing from this one.
Another crazy instalment of the old firm, and Kenny Miller almost in.
Well, that is difficult for players to keep their heads in games like these, but Kuza should know better. Lead him with an elbow, he takes a chance. Jan Fedorov Hesseling, well, that's just stupidity, just on the park, trying to get back into the game. He had the advantage as well, just had it from Kuza.
Kenny Miller on his own, waits for support. His shirt tucked slightly by Caldwell. Venegora Hesseling was only on the field for just over 4 minutes. A furious reaction here from Barry Robson, who will be advised to just walk away. Nacho Novo wants a bit of this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And what he will do with only 10 men for each side is he'll stretch it a little bit more. Well, Nacho Novo will go long. Charlie Adams going off. He's had a good game, Charlie Adams. Not quite back to his absolute best, but certainly did a job in that midfield area, which has kept possession very well against a good Celtic midfield.
Yes, he's often been targeted of late by the Rangers fans, Charlie Adams, but he's put in a decent shift today. Celtic now will have to deal with a man who has often been a thorn in their side, Nacho Novo. 6 Old Firm goals to his name, 3 of them last season. Celtic are also going to bring on another striker, young Ben Hutchinson, who they signed from Middlesbrough last season. Broadfoot now. And it's spilled! Kenny Miller must score! Boris with an incredible howler! And Miller has struck again! Happy days are here again for Rangers!
Well, if we give Boris the benefit of the doubt in the first half, we can certainly not give it to him in the second. He is prone to 1 or 2. He's a world-class goalkeeper, but this is one that he will not want to see again. Broadfoot, as ever, happy to go down that right-hand side, and he whips a good ball in. Boris, what is he thinking about? He must just take his eye off the ball. He's casual there at the front post area, it comes in. And look at this, how easy does it get for Kenny Miller? 2 goals in a game that we never knew what to expect from the Scotland striker. But did we ever? A couple of goals, when it's big matches, he's always there.
His first goal was a fabulous finish, his second was a little easier, made for him by Artur Boruc. Celtic are getting trounced on their own patch. Wilson's cross. Robson. Maloney. Hinkle. 10 minutes to go. Kenny Miller's on a hat-trick. Now, wouldn't that be a story? There hasn't been a hat-trick in an Old Firm League game since 1966.
We talked before the match about Walter Smith gambling with this side. It's certainly a very good gamble because it's paid off. And it's probably what the Rangers fans have wanted to see more of from their manager. And maybe he's just got the side now, the type of players within his squad, to push on a little bit more. Certainly showing that way today.
Boruc is getting an earful from the Rangers fans, and they have crossed swords before. McGeady. Nakamura. It's Scott Brown, but it's a pretty miserable effort on a pretty miserable afternoon for the champions. Celtic fans can barely believe this scoreline, but Rangers fans are probably pinching themselves as well.
Well, it was a game that was in the balance for so long. Very even for a while. And then Kenny Miller with a great volley across Boruc. And after that, exquisite from Mendes. Rangers just took control. It's been that midfield battle. It's paid off for them. Certainly up front, they've taken their chances.
Davis, Mendes. McGeady. Brown. Robson. Nakamura. Into the path of Wilson. It's Hinkle now. And it's off Papac for a corner. Celtic deflated. whips it in. David Weir heads it out. Celtic specialists in late goals and late comebacks, but this will surely be asking a bit too much. Caldwell. Nakamura. Caldwell. Hinkle. And mistake from McGeady. Pedro Mendes has only got Nacho Novo up with him. Stephen Davis. Davis went nowhere fast. McGeady now for Maloney. Nakamura. Wilson. Decent try, very decent. But McGregor saw it coming.
It's well done here from Wilson. Gets lots of power on it.
Mark Wilson, that was his last contribution. He's replaced by Ben Hutchinson, who joined Celtic from Middlesbrough back in January. He's had one or two injuries to contend with. This is only his third appearance. A couple of years ago he was playing non-league football for Arnold Town. Scott Brown.
Well, it's very early in the season, but we'd have to say it's a huge psychological blow to Gordon Strachan's men, especially as this one comes at Celtic Park, somewhere where they're very, very strong, the home side.
It's the first time Rangers have scored 4 goals here since 1994, when they won the New Year game 4-2. Have they finished with 4? 5 minutes left. Kenny Miller would love a hat-trick. And an armed guard to leave the ground. Nacho Novo. Manus and Robson. Aidan McGeady. Here's Hinkle. And it's off Papat. It's might not go for the corner yet, actually. Papat gets a goal kick out of it. Numbing the pain of European exit. This will do nicely. Celtic 1, Rangers 4. Not even in their dreams last night could they have thought about this. And a big howler, huge clanger from Artur Boruc as well.
Kenny Miller produces the goods yet again.
Big occasion, Kenny Miller. Let's hope he continues in that vein for Scotland next week. Celtic fans heading to the exits. Twice here in April and ultimately losing out on the title last season. Payback time today. Nakamura. It's Barry Robson. Into handball. Ben Hutchinson has snatched at that.
Nakamura picks his spot. Barry Robson tries to just use his power to get through more than anything else. Hutchinson just snapped at it.
Celtic well and truly turned over in front of their own fans by their oh-so-fierce rivals. It doesn't get much worse than this for Celtic fans. Robson. Nakamura. Gary Caldwell. Broadfoot. Nacho Novo on his own. He's going to stay on his own. What can he do? He's got absolutely no support whatsoever. Just have a little look there. Not much point in anyone advancing, really, I suppose. Unless to inflict further misery on Celtic.
It certainly has been a very professional performance from Rangers in every way. Suffered a blow when Celtic go back in the match, but the longer spells now, especially in the second half, have outdone Celtic.
Nakamura, intercepted by Papac. It's going to break kindly, this for Novo. Nacho Novo, running through the middle. Kenny Miller on a hat-trick, and Boris has denied him. And that would have just wrapped up the day perfectly for Rangers.
The game's so stretched now. With Novo's pace, he's able to open up. Miller attempts to go for that near post area, but Boric won't be beaten there twice in one game.
Strachan bemused and battled. Boric won't be happy with the first and the last goals that he conceded in this match. I'm hoping it's the last goal anyway. Pedro Mendes, who scored a stunner, and the flag has stayed down, and Stephen Davis has put it into the side netting.
Celtic fans all over the place. You can see it's online there. Real chance. Rangers through Mendes and Davis. Thompson. Very good in that middle of the park area. Up front in the first half, Cousin led the line so well. Miller has contributed. Has a couple of goals to show for it too. At the back, Bugera, Davy Weir have done well.
McGeady. Hinko. Barry Robson, but it's bounced off his shins. Rangers rule at Celtic Park. Heading for only their third victory here in 8 years. It's a big one, it's a sweet one. Celtic hurt and wounded. A free kick which Nakamura himself may well fancy, but it's a bit too late for Celtic now. Teams having to see the game out with 10 men, of course, after Cousin and Venegor of Hesselink saw red. Big Dutchman had only been on the field 4 minutes. Nakamura preparing free kick. But it's not one that's going to matter much to Celtic, whatever the outcome, really. Nakamura has found the bottom corner, adding to his free kick collection. Celtic may have had the last word in this game, but Rangers are having the last laugh.
Yeah, Nakamura was having a little game of chess there with McGregor. He won that battle, but the wall didn't do its job. Goes through, Davis just gets the slightest of touches to it with his head, and it goes in between him and Broadfoot, and that's why McGregor wasn't happy. No goalkeeper likes to lose goals.
Oh, Boric. Novo bearing down on him. O'Brien. The last few seconds of stoppage time. Robson and Stephen Davis lunging in. It's just a corner. Not long to go. Celtic looking for a third. In by Robson, away by Broadfoot. It's all over. Walter Smith has masterminded a magnificent victory for Rangers, and on Celtic's own patch as well. Kenny Miller, former Celtic striker, scored 2 of the goals. Alan McGregor still raging about that free kick that he was beaten by late on. But not the best of days for Artur Boruc. He was at fault really for the first and the last goals. Kenny Miller couldn't quite manage a hat-trick. Nakamura's late reply mattered little. There was a stunning goal from Miller and a tap-in. And an even better one from Pedro Mendes on his Old Firm debut. A real sizzler. Rangers out of Europe this season, but this will go a little way, maybe a big way towards paying back their fans. A fully deserved and wonderful victory. The champions Celtic beaten at home by Rangers. Celtic 2, Rangers 4. Kenny Miller goes across to receive the adulation of the Rangers fans. Miller with one fabulous finish and one tap-in after a clanger from Artur Boruc. And the Rangers fans won't be going home in a hurry, because you have to savour days like this, putting one over your rivals and on their own ground as well. An astonishing victory for Rangers by 4 goals to 2.